bought my wife a beautiful car, but she doesn't want it. The morning I bought the car was supposed to be one of the happiest days of my life. For nearly 2 years, I had been secretly saving money. I worked overtime whenever I could. I accepted weekend shifts that most people avoided. While my friends enjoyed vacations and expensive dinners, I stayed focused on one goal. I wanted to surprise my wife with something extraordinary. She had never asked me for luxury. In fact, she was the kind of woman who was grateful for everything we already had. Still, every now and then, I noticed the way she smiled whenever a beautiful new car drove past us. She would quietly say, "That's a nice car." She never said she wanted one. She never asked me to buy one. But in my mind, I decided that one day I would. I wanted to see the look on her face when she realized her dream had come true. Finally, that day arrived. I walked into the dealership with excitement filling my heart. The salesman shook my hand and congratulated me. "This is a lucky woman," he said. I smiled proudly. "You have no idea." When I signed the final paperwork, I felt like every sacrifice had been worth it. I drove the car home carefully, parked it in front of our house, and tied a giant red ribbon across the hood. I even recorded the moment because I wanted to remember her reaction forever. She came outside after hearing me call her name. Her eyes immediately noticed the car. She looked surprised, then confused. I handed her the keys with a huge smile. "Happy anniversary," I said. "For me?" she asked softly. "Yes, you deserve the very best." She slowly accepted the keys. She walked around the car without saying much. She touched the door. She looked inside. Then something unexpected happened. Tears began rolling down her face. First, I smiled. I thought they were tears of happiness. But then she gently placed the keys back into my hand. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I don't want it." My smile disappeared. My smile disappeared. For several seconds, I couldn't speak. I wondered if something was wrong with the car. Maybe she preferred another color. Maybe she didn't like the model. I asked carefully, "Did I make a mistake?" She looked into my eyes and shook her head. "No." "Then why?" She took a deep breath before answering. "You've been working so much these last 2 years." She continued, "You leave before I wake up. You come home after I'm asleep. Even when you're here, you're exhausted. I miss my husband." Her words hit me harder than anything I had ever experienced. I stood there speechless. She wasn't rejecting the gift. She was trying to tell me something much deeper. "I don't need a new car," she said. "I need you." She smiled through her tears. "I'd rather drive our old car together than sit alone in the most expensive vehicle in the city." Suddenly, every memory rushed into my mind. The birthday dinner I had canceled because of work. The family picnic I had promised but never attended. The movie nights we kept postponing. The long conversations we used to have before life became so busy. Without realizing it, I had slowly replaced quality time with expensive gifts. I believed money could make up for my absence. I was wrong. That evening, we didn't celebrate with the new car. Instead, we sat on our porch for hours. We talked, really talked, about our dreams, our fears, our future, our marriage. It was the longest conversation we had shared in months. The next morning, I made a decision. I called my manager and requested fewer overtime hours. For the first time in years, work would no longer be my entire life. A few days later, I asked my wife if she wanted to go somewhere. She smiled. "In which car?" she joked. I laughed. "Our old one." We climbed into our old car. The seats were worn. The engine wasn't perfect. The air conditioner barely worked. But somehow, it became the most beautiful ride of our lives. We stopped at a small coffee shop. We walked through a quiet park. We watched the sunset together. For the first time in a long time, we weren't thinking about bills, deadlines, or responsibilities. We were simply enjoying each other's company. Weeks later, I asked her one final question. If you could choose between the new car and spending every weekend together, which would you choose? She didn't hesitate. "You." That one word changed my life forever. The dealership eventually accepted the car back. Some people thought I was crazy. Others said my wife should have accepted such an expensive gift. But they didn't understand. The greatest gifts are rarely the ones with the highest price tags. A marriage doesn't grow stronger because of luxury. It grows stronger because of love, trust, laughter, forgiveness, and time spent together. Looking back now, I realize something important. I didn't buy the wrong car. I simply misunderstood what my wife truly wanted. She wasn't waiting for a luxury vehicle. She was waiting for her husband to come home. And from that day forward, I promised myself something. No promotion, no paycheck, no expensive gift would ever become more important than the people waiting for me at home. Because one day the car will become old. Money will come and go. But the memories we create with the people we love